Because you cannot call me your friend and such a big thing is happening in your life. I get it that because of where we come from, sometimes people, when they share news with you, something like bad luck or whatever occurs after that. I get that. But man, do you also see me like that? Like,
I would always tell people what I feel about them in a very respectful way, especially if it's something that is not giving you a very good image, you know.
True.
Because that's how I build trust in people. I feel like if somebody should see something that I'm doing wrongly and you can't correct me or call my attention to it, or maybe like if I see my friend doing something wrongly and I can't correct you, it means that I don't really regard you. Yeah, I don't really regard you, because there are some actions that has consequences.
So people don't understand how deep communication,
because you don't know how the person is going to take it as well. There are some people that you would honestly want to communicate with, but they don't receive it very well. So that could have a consequence as well.
Yeah.
Dima again.
Hi, Chi.
How have you been?
My dear, we've been good. We thank God for life.
Okay.
I'm grateful to God for life. I'm grateful to God that I've been busy. Because before, I was so exhausted that I really wanted to get back to doing things. But now, like, I'm doing things like this, our podcast, and I'm excited about it.
How is the new job going?
Thank God that it's a big company. The new job has been going good so far. My team members are very lovely. We are 8 in my team and I'm the only girl. Like, a lot of testosterone.
It's actually interesting.
So, like, so far so good. Like, they are very kind to me. So far the job has not been very hectic. Like, they just give you a small task and they don't expect you to even finish it that day, which is very good compared to like working for a small company where they want to squeeze and dry you. So, like, so far so good.
That's interesting. So I wanted us to talk again about friendship, you know. I read a post online where a guy was ranting that his best friend had traveled abroad and the person had traveled to Canada without telling him. So he did not even tell him when he got to Canada. He found out through somebody else's post on Instagram. So I want to know what you think about friendships. Like, how much do you think friends
What are you talking about?
I mean, would you even call this person? Would you even call
First of all, you've drawn the line that we are not friends. Because you cannot call me your friend and such a big thing is happening in your life. I get it that because of where we come from, sometimes people, when they share news with you, something like bad luck or whatever occurs after that. I get that. But man, do you also see me like that? Like, if you call yourself or we call me your friend and such a big move is happening in your life, like, okay, don't tell me that you're even processing it, you've gotten your visa, but then you stay in my house a night before you leave. You didn't even deem it fit to tell me, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't want to share this before, just because I wanted to be sure that it was sure. Do you get? I can understand that part, because
not even when the person had traveled, maybe somehow it would have still been manageable.
No, when you sleep a night
wait, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying, like, it's so bad to the point that he even got to Canada and still did not call, you know. And this guy had to find out on Instagram.
What? I'm livid, because that is not fair. Do you know, I would see myself as a witch. I would see myself as an evil person, because you just felt that telling me would have been so terrible. That but it was okay for you to sleep in my place a night before your travel. And then you travel.
The person is a person user, is a people's user.
Oh, I will block you. I will block your existence. I will block everything that reminds me of you, because that is pure wickedness. Like, what the hell are we talking about?
For me, I think I would be scared for my life. I would actually go through a shock.
I would go through a shock.
Me, because that is a pure frenemy. Somebody that would be into everything that you're doing. They want to find out everything you're doing.
But then when it gets
don't know what they're up
to. Like, that's so, oh my God, that's so unfair. Because to make me question myself, like, have I been such a terrible friend that you think that your success, I wouldn't want
that you might not,
I will not be happy for your success or something like that. For you to do such a huge thing, it's something that we're supposed to be happy about, something I'm supposed to congratulate you on, and then you leave without letting me know. I had to find out through someone's post. Do you know that I won't even send you message? I won't even let you know that I have discovered. I will just block you.
It has to be blocking now. What are you wasting?
I will just block you. Like, I don't want to hear your excuse. I don't want to hear your side of explanation, because it will not make me want to start reasoning with you.
There's nothing to reason.
You get that's the
There's
thing.
Nothing you can
because the person can guilt trip me, can tell me, oh, the pastor said, the village people. Do you get that? It's not just you. I did not tell my mother. I did not tell my father.
The same pastor should maintain that we should no longer be friends.
Exactly. So like that's why I don't even want to hear. That's why I don't want to hear your own side of the story, because you manipulate me into thinking that okay, that's what the pastor said. Oh, okay. And then the person, Nigerians, we have sweet mouth. The person might not tell that, oh, it's not even just you that I did not tell my entire family, because they said that they saw someone that went to shrine to do something for me.
No, I can actually very much it's so frustrating. I feel like if somebody should do that to me, in fact way less than that, I would cut the person off, and I can never be friends with the person.
Because I feel like if we call ourselves friends, there are some things that we are bound to get know about one another. I
feel like the least I can forgive is maybe the person told me that they are working on their visa, but they didn't carry me through the journey.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. But for you to even start the process of relocation and I did not know about it, you made your application, you got your visa.
You went for the interview.
You went for the interview, probably from my house as well.
Booked your flight.
Probably with my internet.
Packed your bags somewhere else. Left my house, went to the airport, entered flight, got to Canada, and you still did not tell me.
Things that you've been planning on how to disown me, you were just using me for your convenience.
Yeah.
You were just using me basically. So that brings me also to the question of how much do you think friends should share? Let's say for example, or how honest do you think that friends should be with each other? Let me paint a scenario.
Okay.
Let's say for example that your friend did something really annoying, your friend did something really annoying, and that if you tell this person the truth, it might hurt their feeling. And you're also bearing in mind, you're probably the kind of person that likes to respect people's boundaries and people's opinions and all of that. If somebody did something, maybe not something that hurts you directly, but you have a friend who has a particular bad behavior, maybe how they talk to people or how they do certain things, would you tell them about it, or would you rather let them figure it out by themselves?
It's a bit dicey because it now depends on the level of friendship, because I also feel like friendship has levels, right? Yeah. There are some people that they're your friends, but they're not your close friends. And then there are some people that are your very close friends. So I think it boils down to the level of, yes, I can be friends with someone, but might not be very close to the person. So now, if I'm not very close to you, it might be a bit difficult for me to give you the feedback that, oh, this thing you're doing, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But if you're closer to me and I know how you react and take feedback when you're being corrected, I would want you to know, because in as much as you're my friend as well, you also represent us.
Yes.
So that people would not gonna say, oh, that her friend that does this. Do you get? Because I also would want you to give me feedback. I know that feedback is not the negative.
It's very hard to
negative one. It's not just even receiving feedback as well is not easy. So I would want to let you know. Do you get? Because I would also want, if my friend is doing something bad, I would want you to not do it. So I would tell you, but like I said, it depends on the level, because there are some people that are my friends, but they're not very close friends, and they have some very funny habits.
But even I'm talking about your very close friends.
My very close friends, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe not immediately. I would, because it could be the first time could be a mistake, you didn't even know. Then you do it again, and then you do it again, and I notice that is a pattern, is a habit.
Yeah.
Then, because that's this thing that my friends and I do. Sometimes we have meeting, and then we say, okay, this is where you hurt me, this is what you do that I don't like. So we do that sometimes. So I think I'll use that avenue to tell you, okay, it's not that I'm saying it to make you feel bad or anything, but there's this thing that I've noticed that you do. Do you know that you do it?
Yeah.
And this is how it comes off us. So the way you also pass that message to your friend also matters. Sometimes it can be hard. I will not lie, it can be hard.
It can be very hard, and I feel absolutely the same. I think I would always tell people what I feel about them in a very respectful way, especially if it's something that is not giving you a very good image,
True.
Because that's how I build trust in people. I feel like if somebody should see something that I'm doing wrongly and you can't correct me or call my attention to it, or maybe if I see my friend doing something wrongly and I can't correct you, it means that I don't really
regard you.
Yeah, I don't really regard you, because there are some actions that has consequences. So I would always tell you the truth and hope that you take my feedback. But if you don't take my feedback and you keep doing the same thing, and it's something that really looks ugly, I honestly feel like I will take a rain check in the friendship, because I feel like for me, friendship should be able to grow and be honest, yeah.
Because that's it. Because like when people see, like, oh, Dima is Choma's friend and Choma is Dima's friend, and people know that, oh, this girl has bad character, and I keep telling you like, oh no, this is not good, in a very good way, and you keep doing it, and it's something, because the truth is, whether I like it, another thing when they say that a good name surpasses good and silver, in as much as maybe we're not siblings related by blood, but once people associate me as your friend and I'm doing something very negative, it tarnishes your image as well. Because they say, tell me who your friends and I'll tell you who you are, right? So I also feel like friends represent us in one way or the other.
Another thing I think that happens a lot so often as well is maybe like when you are friends with somebody, and there are sometimes that you around people or around someone you call a friend, and you did certain things and you knew that you annoyed this person, but this person would act like it's fine, you know, or they are not pained by it, but then you later see their actions portraying, like showing that they were hurt by this, but they cannot, you know, have a conversation about it, you know. I feel like I hate that character as well. Sometimes I see that as frenemy, because sometimes that you are so sure that this thing annoyed this person, but they would rather not talk about it, because I feel like they want to be friends with you, probably because there's something they are benefiting that they don't want to keep getting. Maybe they are scared of that when they talk about this thing, it might end the friendship or hurt the friendship, and they are so scared to talk about what needs to be talked about.
So no. Do you know why I might give excuse for that? Because it's also something that I'm working towards, I'm learning, right? I, to some extent, sometimes get scared that I might hurt my friend's feelings, right? Let me explain. Okay. So let's say, for example, you did something to me. I struggled with communication a lot. I remember that time, it's even Ami that started teaching me to some extent how to express, like if I hurt her, let her know. Because before, how I used to do is, growing up, I swallow a lot of my feelings.
But you keep it in your heart. I keep it something you can get over with. You know, it's okay. Because you can't be complaining to somebody all the time. There are some things that you just overlook, you know?
Do you get? So like, let's say for example, you've done something that hurts me, but like, it's not something that you will kill a cow for. It's just something that I know that, just give me time, I will get over it. I will not tell you that it hurts me. Do you get?
That one is different.
I'm learning to talk about it, like,
because you can't talk about everything. You can't talk about everything.
But the one that you're talking about, where you're now punishing me constantly for something and you're not letting me know, that's now
you see it in the person's behavior, you know that something is wrong.
That's wickedness. That's wizardry. Stop it. I'm actually learning, because I think the thing is communication. A lot of people still struggle with communication, and it's not the easiest thing. Like, people don't understand how deep communication,
because you don't know how the person is going to take it as well. There are some people that you would honestly want to communicate with, but they don't receive it very well, so that could have a consequence as well. That's
another thing too. It could also be the way people react. Let's say, for example, you have a friend that whenever the person does something to you and you try to tell the person that, oh, you hurt me in this way, and the person becomes defensive all the time. Like, the person becomes defensive, the person gives you reason why they did it,
and you need the friendship,
and you need the like, you like this person, right? To some extent, to get to a point where in your head they're like, oh, what's the point? Because the person would do or give you reasons why they acted.
So you check it as
exactly. If you check it in our lives, in our friendships, like, there are some people that you'll be like, oh,
everybody have their annoying
you'll be like, oh, that's how the person does. But sometimes too, because we are friends, doesn't mean that you disregard my feelings, or maybe you make me feel bad and you're like, don't worry, the person will get to it. Or sometimes like this thing that people also do, when they notice that a friend is nice, or a friend is kind, they walk over the kindness. They walk over the person and be like, oh, it's not this person. No, don't worry.
She'd always understand.
The person always understand. It's not good, because they know when you do it. They're not stupid. They know when you do it, but just because you are someone that left things go, it doesn't mean that the person is stupid. Try to also check yourself and understand that, oh, I've hurt this person. If this person said I hurt them, you don't have the right to control how the other person feels. So you treat me this way, you don't have the right to tell me how to feel about it. So if I say, let's say for example, and I say Choma, oh shut up, and she tells me, oh that hurts me, and in my head
me like
exactly,
that,
and in my head, shut up is like I was playing.
Or you're like, you get angry so easily.
Exactly. You don't tell people how to react. Another thing too, you don't tell them how long they should react. So
you have to tell them.
No, do you know why? Because no,
you have to tell them, it's okay now. Do you understand?
Not all the time. No. It's not all the time, because
there are sometimes that you have to say, it don't do now. Like, it's okay.
Do you know why I feel like you can't tell people how long to stop hurting? Because you don't know how deep it cuts. You don't know how deep it cuts. Do you get? So let's say, for example, now someone can come and crack a joke about maybe like my late dad or your late dad.
No. There are boundaries that you don't cross.
Do you get? Come and person sees that a joke, and maybe that thing triggers something. But
and then you're like, I was joking now.
But on the surface level, the person is joking, but to you, that wasn't a joke. That was very deep, and you don't know what the memories the thing has brought up for the person. So you can't really control how the person should feel and how long the person should feel their feelings.
If I make such a bad joke, I'm begging you, like you have to like understand. I'm sorry, like I have to beg, but I wouldn't want it to like linger for so long.
When it lingers too, I think it also affects the way the person treats you.
Because once you give friendship time, it can die. Honestly,
true, very true. Okay, that's very. But I also think that it's not just even about like friendships, even like your siblings or your parents. I feel like sometimes we take people for granted because of the closeness and the proximity,
and also because of the thoughts that they would always be there. They will always
be there, and they always understand. But sometimes people, because of the way you react, they treat people, they might not exactly express how it feels, and then they'll start distancing themselves from you. And some people don't like talking about feelings, and they don't like discussing things. So these are some of the things that we have to like do retrospection on. Well, how am I treating this person? How do I come off or across people? And if you keep hearing the same complaint from different people, they're not crazy. It means that you probably have an issue that you need to resolve.
And don't see people finish, you know, because there are some times that you're very close to people and you've seen them in and out and you no longer rate them, you know.
True.
Like those people that have exposed themselves, that have been vulnerable to you, those are the people that you respect at the highest esteem. Because even the people that you don't know their life yet, that you're not so close to, that you're looking up to, you know, when you get into their life, you will see all those things that you saw in the other people as well.
Sure.
So always respect the things that you've shared with people, and nothing compares to that.
I agree. Very well. Please, don't take people for granted. And this thing where they say, any small thing I'm cutting you off, any small thing I'm cutting you. There are some people that are truly irreplaceable. That's just the truth. There are people that are truly irreplaceable.
No matter their flaws.
Like you cannot. There are some people in my life that are not replaceable. So
we are already sisters. So
exactly. So like you just don't take people for granted. Yeah. Sometimes I used to be late for our shoot, and I'm very sorry about.
This is confession time.
I used to be late for our shoes, but I'm very
sorry. It's because I complain. You see why you should complain.
So I'll try to be on time for our shoes. But yeah, that's it for this particular topic, guys. Don't take your friends for granted. Please share some things that you feel like, especially when you don't see them as evil people. If you have a friend that you see as evil, you cannot even share your goodness with them and your happiness, it means you are not supposed to be friends.
You know, you're keeping the person for convenience, and at any slightest opportunity you're breaking up with the person. So don't be like that. Don't be a people's user.
And if you're someone that used to use people a lot, one day they will use you, and you will know how hurtful it is. And that's it, guys. We've come to the end of this particular episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this video,
drop your comments, please.
If you have any video you want us to talk about, just leave it in the comments and we'll attend to those. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in another episode. Bye, guys. Bye.